Hey everybody, welcome into Rink Toronto, presented by Bodog. Make a play, Canada's choice for free casino games, sports odds, and poker strategies. And tonight, the Toronto Maple Leafs are in Tampa to take on the Lightning in their penultimate game of the regular season. A playoff preview, if you will. We already know Toronto is going to host Tampa for games 1 and 2, and then possibly 5 and 7 of the opening round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see what the Leafs and the Lightning deploy. The big question, the big mystery going into the day is who will be in goal? Will Ilya Samsonov have to go back-to-back, or will the Leafs be permitted to actually bring up a goaltender and perhaps have that player who's called up play in goal for the Maple Leafs? The Maple Leafs were denied permission by the league in their game against the Florida Panthers to call up an NHL-level goaltender. They had to call up another ATO, Nick Chenard, whose season with the OHL Owen Sound Attack had just completed. And so he's from that area. It happened so quickly. It's widely believed he came over with the team, but we don't know for sure. It was a bit of an odd situation. It looked like the Leafs were prepared for a possible situation where they might be denied. But at 5 o'clock, we found out for sure. The league had said no. They had to play short at the goaltending position again, and we'll see if they actually get that exemption for Tuesday's game. That is the big story in goal. It'll be interesting to see what the Maple Leafs will do on defense. Eric Gustafsson was supposed to play in the game against the Florida Panthers. He took the warm-up, but pulled up a bit lame, left the session a bit early. Sheldon Keefe said that he is day-to-day upper body injury, may not be able to play. Might see Connor Timmins get in there as a result of that. But other than that, the Leafs don't really have more than 11 forwards. Sam Lafferty and Calle Yarnkrok, who are on the trip, are dealing with different injuries and are day-to-day. Lafferty is for sure not going to play, that we know. We don't know the status of Yarnkrok. So maybe they get some relief there. If not, it might be another 11 and 7 situation where we see Connor Timmins be the only fresh body out there. And maybe Samsonov gets that rest if the Leafs are granted that provision. Tampa with their own set of injuries. It was learned yesterday that Tanner Jeannot will at least miss the start of that series. They said that the injury that he suffered, it looks like a leg injury. If you watch the replay of it, his leg kind of bends awkwardly in a collision along the boards. They said that he might be able to come back later in the series. So that's a positive sign. But, he was that big acquisition for Tampa at the trade deadline, Leafs, or the Lightning, I should say, giving up 5 draft picks, including a first rounder, to get Tanner Jeannot from the Nashville Predators. So that would be a big loss if he misses an extended period of time in that opening round series. But the Leafs also dealing with some bumps and bruises. So same with Tampa. It'll be an interesting way to see how both of these teams approach this second last game of the season, at least for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that'll be the story in Tampa tonight. Myself and Rob Wong will have your post-game show. Make sure you rate and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms to Rink Toronto, presented by Bodog, Canada's home for casino games, sports odds, and where everyone goes to play. Rink Toronto, pre-game, post-game, everything.